On your way home, you run into Yukiko, who's taking a break from helping out at her family's inn. Later that night, an interview with Yukiko is broadcast. Even later that night, since it's raining, you decide to check the Midnight Channel. There's a girl on the screen in a kimono. Well, I don't think we've met anyone who fits that description. The next day, after starting a fledgling bromance with Yosuke, Chie informs you that she thinks it was Yukiko who was on the Midnight Channel.
What a twist!
You check up on Yukiko, as well as check inside the TV world to see if anything's going on, but it seems like Yukiko's fine for now. All you really can do is play it by ear at the moment, so you decide to head home. It's another rainy night, so let's check out the Midnight Channel.
Good evening! Tonight, Princess Yukiko has a big surprise. I'm gonna go score myself a hot stud. Welcome to Not a Dream, Not a Hoax. Princess Yukiko's hunt for her Prince Charming. And I came prepared. I've got my lacy unmentionables on, stacked from top to bottom. I'm out to catch a whole harem, and the best of the lot is gonna be all mine. Well, here I go.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Yukiko the sun. Anyway, the next day you decide to meet up with Yosuke with plans to check inside the TV for Yukiko. Yosuke decides to take this moment to do the stupidest thing imaginable. After a stern lecture from your uncle, you meet up with Chie, who takes you to the local weapons store. It sells all the usual stuff you'd expect to sell to minors. Swords, daggers, handguns, desks. And afterwards, you, Chie, and Yosuke enter the TV to search for Yukiko. Chie, unlike Yosuke, has not awakened to the power of Persona yet, so she would probably have a pretty tough time fighting the shadows that lurk inside. So naturally, she runs ahead of everyone into Yukiko's dungeon. It's a confusing array of hallways running through what appears to be a medieval castle. It's not too long before the pair of you manage to finally catch up with Chie and find her standing alone in a room. Like Saki before, Yukiko's thoughts echo throughout the room. The words paint a picture of Yukiko's image of Chie, how important she is to her, how strong she seems, and how she seems to always protect her. But Yukiko's words are drowned out by Chie's voice. But not this Chie's voice. Once again, a doppelganger stands before your group, Chie's shadow. It claims that Yukiko's thoughts are exactly as they should be. Yukiko's so beautiful and feminine, and all the boys just swoon over her. But the fact that she can't do anything without Chie, that she relies entirely on her, is what gives Chie such a rush. Chie's the important one in the relationship. You try to talk to Chie about this, how this is part of everyone, but she pushes you away. She tries to hide what the shadow is saying. The shadow laughs at this. Of course, without Yukiko around, Chie is basically worthless as a person. She's not gonna let go of Yukiko. Yukiko is exactly what she needs to be important.
Shut up! You're...
Chie, no!
You're not me!
Chie! It's coming! You have to use your powers to save Chie-chan!
Once again denied, Chie's shadow attacks. The imagery is quite clear. A being sitting above those beneath her. An oppressive weight she puts down. She controls their lives. But it's still a pretty early boss, so it's a pretty easy fight. Afterwards, much like Yosuke before, Chie is forced to confront the fact that the shadow is a part of her, that the feelings they represent are just something that she has been denying and are part of who she is. She accepts the shadow for what it is, and she too gains the power of Persona. And with that, you have your third party member, this steak-loving kung fu master Chie. Over the next few days, you slowly make your way through the castle. You fight a variety of powerful shadows, and every once in a while hear a few clips from Yukiko's psyche. It's not too long before you make it to the final floor and find Yukiko confronting her shadow. It claims to be looking for a prince. You and Yosuke, maybe you two are perfect for the role. Even Chie, the strong friend that always protected her, was a powerful prince. But now, now Chie's just not good enough. She needs a better prince, one that can take her away from this dump of a town and her family's inn. One that can take away all the responsibilities that have been hoisted upon her. It doesn't matter where he takes her, it doesn't matter who it is that takes her. All that matters is that she's not here anymore. And she needs a prince because she can't do it herself. She isn't strong enough, she isn't brave enough. She just needs someone, anyone, to get rid of all her problems.
No! You're not me!
And the shadow once again attacks your party. This time a pretty easy representation to read. Her wish to be free of her metaphorical cage. This fight is certainly a fair bit tougher than any that have come before, as you deal with her tiny toy prince and Chie's weakness to fire. But eventually, she falls. Both Chie and Yukiko have a heart-to-heart about the bottled-up emotions they've held for one another. With her support, Yukiko too has the power to face her shadow and accept it as a part of who she is. And with that, your party increases to 4, with the inclusion of the giggling oddball Yukiko. It takes Yukiko a little while to recover, but eventually she returns to school and you get a talk with her. You ask her if she remembers anything about being thrown in the TV, but unfortunately her memory is very blurry. She only vaguely remembers the doorbell being rung, then everything going black before waking up inside the TV. Sadly, she can't really give your party a whole lot of info to work on, and even with a bit of info that you managed to glean from a bumbling detective named Adachi, you're not really any closer to finding the murderer. So for now, your only real option is to wait for another rainy night. In the meantime, you join a sports club and hang out with some pretty chill dudes. You also join the drama club so you can hang out with the VA for Ed from Cowboy Bebop. You also spend more time with Nanako and even bring her to hang out with your friends.
Here, Nanako-chan can be our judge. I bet we'll make something that ranks up there with your mom's cooking, Nanako-chan.
I don't have a mom. She died in an accident.
I swear to God, Yosuke, if you ever screw up like that again, being thrown inside of a TV will be the least of your concerns.
It's okay. Even if I don't have a mom, I have Dad with me. And now I have a brother, too.
As time passes, a new local story begins to spread. It seems a local boy named Kanji Tatsumi has been getting into constant fights with a group of bikers. Well, I'm sure that's unimportant. Moving on. That night, once again since it's raining, you decide to check out the Midnight Channel. You see a blurry image on the screen. I wonder who it could be. If only this game gave you some sort of clue to help you figure it out. Whatever, you better just talk with everyone and find out what they think. And, well, you all agree you don't know who it is. But maybe if you do figure out who it is, you could warn them. Stop them from being thrown in before they get abducted. In any case, it's raining again that night, so you once again check the Midnight Channel. This time the image is a fair bit clearer, and you can clearly see that it's Kanji Tatsumi. The next day, you and your friends make plans to investigate Kanji to find out if he's really going to be thrown inside the TV. He seems to have plans with this oddly dressed blue-haired boy. So, you decide to follow the pair. It's a long day, but it ultimately results in no new information and some wacky hijinks. All you can really do is once again check out the Midnight Channel that night. Well, looks like Kanji got thrown in. After a pointless scavenger hunt for clues you already know, you enter the TV to find his dungeon, a steamy bathhouse. Aside from its appearance, its layout is very similar to Yukiko's. Sprawling hallways and staircases, powerful and varied shadows, and the distant cries of Kanji's psyche. Eventually you do manage to make it to the top where you find, once again, a shadow. The shadow claims to hate women. They're rude, they lie, they point and make fun of everything. If you're not manly, if you don't act in the way that you're supposed to act, you're subjected to nothing but ridicule. Women really are terrifying. Men truly are much better than women.
No! No way! There's no way in hell that you're me!
A few moments later.
Kanji-kun!
And the shadow transforms once more. The symbolism is, pretty hard to mistake. Shadow Kanji's impressive size and his 2 beefy bodyguards put up a pretty good fight, but ultimately they do fall. However, despite its defeat, the shadow is still kicking. It needs someone to accept it, and it's not leaving until someone does. Kanji, seeing this, steps forward and lays the mother of all haymakers into its face. But in doing so, he accepts that the shadow is a part of him. As a result, he also awakens to the power of persona, and you have your 5th party member, Kanji, the hard-headed sweetheart. Once again, you've completed another successful save of a person being thrown inside the TV. You send the exhausted Kanji home to regain his strength. That night, you get a bit of a lecture from your uncle. While it's nothing serious, he does seem to be getting a little suspicious of you. You always seem to be somehow present in all the incidents that go on in this area. But it's not too long before Kanji recovers and returns to school. Your group discuss what it is you know. Sadly, much like Yukiko, Kanji has no real recollection of what happened to him. But your group does finally start to notice a pattern that's appearing. It seems like every person that was thrown inside the TV, Kanji, Yukiko, Saki, that announcer, they all have one thing in common. They all were the subject of the news and TV segments right before being thrown in the TV. Could it be that the murderer is seeing people on TV and killing them because of that? Sadly, you really don't have any more information than that, but at least it's a lead. For now, all you can really do is wait for another rainy night. And so the days pass once again. During this time, you get a job helping out kids at a sort of camp. While there, you meet a rather lonely housewife and stepmother. Oh ho ho, I think I know where this is going. Oh, she just sees you as a kid, huh? Damn it, if this was Persona 5, you would have got to date her. You also end up making friends with a strange fox that lives at a shrine. He seems to have a variety of herbs that provide the power of healing. However, he's not just going to hand them over for free now, is he? Wait a minute. Trish, is that you? During the night, you actually get a bit closer with Dojima and even share some coffee with him. You also spend a bit of time with Nanako.
What are you doing? I saw it! It went like zoom! Do it again! One more time! Okay, my turn now.